A man walked into the masjid that night, walked straight to Abdul Raqeeb, pointed a gun at him, said, "Say your last prayers." He said, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." 6 shots. I want to tell you like a very personal story in this regard. One of the most righteous people that I ever met in my life is a man by the name of Abdul Raqeeb, rahimahullah ta'ala, Abdul Raqeeb Goram. He was a convert to Islam. And I remember growing up in the masjid, watching him. And subhanAllah, he was just he had the most beautiful sakina to him, most beautiful tranquility to him. All right? I remember looking at him, it's like, who is this guy? Right? He walks into the masjid with the biggest smile on his face. He prays, and it's like you could see his heart smiling when he's praying. When he makes wudu, he's happy. When he greets people, he's happy. It's like, what are you on? What is that? Even as a kid, I was wondering, who is this man? You know, and he was just like a very typical, otherwise, you know, African-American, Louisianian, probably in his 40s at the time, late 40s at the time. But he had his turban, he had his beard, and even his beard seemed to have nur in it. It was unbelievable, subhanAllah. And his job used to be to pass newspapers. He used to throw newspapers on people's front yards. Okay? Back when we had these printed things called newspapers. All right? I don't know if half the audience even knows what that is. Newspapers. They used to put the news in print on papers. People used to get them once a week sometimes, and they'd read them. So his job, subhanAllah, was to throw out the Sunday Advocate. He would throw it out on the lawn. And wallahi, I remember being a kid, sitting in my living room, and I saw him from my living room walking, and he was doing dhikr, and it was like he was strolling. It's like he's in Jannah or something like that. He's passing out the newspapers, and he's doing dhikr, and I'm looking at him from my living room like, oh my God, that's Abdul Raqeeb. Man, he looks happy still. He still looks happy. Subhanallah, look at what Allah Azza wa Jal did for this man. He used to say that his one dua was to die in the masjid. That was his dua. And there was a group of travelers that came into town, and he said to them that they had a flat tire. So he said, I'll stay with you in the masjid. I'll stay with you in the masjid. And tomorrow we'll go get the flat tire fixed. A man walked into the masjid that night, walked straight to Abdul Raqeeb, pointed a gun at him, said, "Say your last prayers." He said, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." 6 shots. Shaheed in the masjid. Unbelievable story of wilaya. Unbelievable story of wilaya. Unbelievable story of ustuqillah yastuq. Be truthful to Allah with your dua, and Allah Azza wa Jal will be truthful to you in your dua. His wife, Sister Aisha, who just passed away, rahimahullah. Abdul Raqeeb passed away about 20 years ago. His wife, Sister Aisha, just passed away this year, rahmatullahi alayha. And when the newscaster interviewed her, she said, as much as I'm hurting, as I'm hurting, and I'm in pain. They had 10 kids, by the way. I'm in pain. But he always wanted to die in the masjid. That's what he wanted, right? So I know as much as I'm hurt, he wanted to die in the masjid. By the way, according to some of the community riwayat, he had the niyyah to fast too, which wouldn't be surprising. And subhanAllah, by the way, his martyrdom, I know because he's buried, my mother, rahmatullahi alayha, is buried here. He's buried right here. I always visit his grave when I visit my mother. He was martyred on the same day as Al-Hajj Malik al-Shabazz Malcolm X, rahimahullah ta'ala, on February 21st. It's written on his gravestone. And I used to look at him and say, Ibadur Rahman. When I read Ibadur Rahman for the first time, I was like, that man's whole body language was surrounded by sakina. Rahmatullahi alayhi. May Allah have mercy.